Hello and welcome to the monthly taping of the Borderless Homeschooling podcast. So this time we're going to not just do our newsletter, we're going to double it up, multitask, cross-curricular, whatever you want to call it. This time we're going to try something new. We're going to do our newsletter and our podcast together. All right, so this month we are looking at the month of April. So coming out next month, you'll be able to take part in the celebration which is called Japan. Okay, so for the month of April, we're looking at Japan. This is going to be one of our books. All right, I want to remind you in the Borderless Homeschooling community, you can use your own resources. We give you guides. Pretty much, we're a community of homeschoolers and we help you with resources, we help you with teaching. So, and this is like I said, a quick overview of what we're doing this month. We have 3 different memberships. You can join if you like, or you can just watch our videos and see where we're going. So our first thing is, like I said, you choose your own book. So we have for the month of April, we're going to be looking at Japan. So we're going to deal with in math, we're doing 3D shapes, okay? So for our book that we're going to have, it's going to look like this. Making 3D shapes. So notice everything that we do here is everything is going to come on this book. Here we're going to take a look. You see we have what you should know. You'll also see the math standards and everything else here on the front cover. So depending on your group age, you'll see everything on the front there. So just to remind you, you also have worksheets that come with it. So depending on your grade level or whatever age you're in, your group, your cohort, you will also get those worksheets. Taking a look in technology and engineering this month, we're going to take a look at building with strong 3D shapes. The thing about that is we are going to, just like we did in math, like I just said, we're looking at 3D paper shapes, and that means we're going to be building shapes like this. Okay, so you'll see things like a hexagonal prism. Okay, so you're going to get some cutouts. You'll be able to make shapes like this. Also, you'll get the cylinder, you'll get the printouts. You can also use stock card paper. This is what I use. I highly suggest it because it's great and it's durable when you're discussing stacking shapes as well. So, you have a triangular prism. Like I said, we're going to be looking at building strong shapes. So, in technology and engineering, those shapes that we were just looking at, we're going to be looking at it. This is going to be your workbook. And we're going to take a look at different activities that go along with it, such as well, let me back up to math. We're going to be doing 3D paper shapes. We're going to be doing some kirigami paper cutting, some dog and cat origami, and some dot and grid art. I want to remind you, we are in Japan, so the art that we're looking at is the art of origami. So most of our activity is going to have to do with paper and structures and 3D structures. So as we saw that, we're going to be building with strong shapes and structures and technology there. Okay. Also, this month for science, we're going to look at in social studies. We're looking at the continent. Well, not the continent. Well, we're looking at the country of Japan, and in there, we'll be using this book. So this is going to be our guide for our age group K through 2. It depends on what your age group is, what book you're going to use. So this is just a guide I'm going over. As I was reminding you, we like to do some shadowing. So here you can see in this book, it kind of goes along with this age group. But the thing I like that you have to remember for whatever book you choose to use as your guide, it has to have certain things like if you open it up on the first page, you see a map. Geography is very important. You want to have something that goes along with the different topics you're going to cover, such as geography. That's the first week in social studies we go over. So in social studies, we're going to make a compass rose map of Japan. We're going to do a timeline for history. We're going to also take a look at the hierarchy of families for sociology and Japanese families. And we're going to look at the civics, which would be pretty much the infrastructure and how the government runs the country. And the best part about this month is we're going to be taking a look at the Cherry Blossom Festival that happens in Japan at this time of year. So we'll not only be studying Japan, we're going to travel there and take a look at some of the great activities and festivals that they're having there as well. So, got a little light issue here. Examining the effects of force on 3D structures. So that's what we're going to look at. This month we're going to look at tsunamis, right here, you see. We're going to look at volcanoes. We're going to look at wind. So we're going to look at the effects of these structures. So we already talked about 3D structures. Say if you wanted to build something that was 3D shaped like this cylinder. Okay, well, what's the best building you're going to do for something that has to withstand a hurricane or a tsunami or a tornado? We'll deal with that in science. So in science, we're going to look at the forces of nature, which means we're going to be looking at a great, fun, exciting chapter of physical science. That's right. Definitely going to get very physical with these activities. We're gonna look at Isaac Newton. Okay, look at his contributions of gravity. We're also going to look at our science outline. We're going to do some experiments with tornadoes and wind, some push and pull fun activities. We're going to also take a look at making some great little activities for origami, such as a pinwheel. That'll be fun. So remember, that is the goal for this month. For fine arts, we're going to take a look at, of course, you guessed it, creating 3D origami structures. Okay, so it's going to be really fun. So you see, make things like little flowers and pretty things like that. So this is pretty much the theme for this month. I did try to make something really pretty here. The goal was to make something that we could use as an example for doing a storytelling. Okay, I forgot something very important for the month of for this month, April. Well, in the Japan kit, you'll definitely be going over the skill that we're going to take a look at would be verbs. Okay, the writing skill that we're going to take a look at is going to be writing haikus. So we're definitely doing poems. We're definitely going to do a haiku. So this is an example. We have our nice blue sheet of paper here, and then we have a fish. Okay, so the fish is going to what? To swim. That would be our verb. That's an example of what we're doing here. Okay, so I know that was a little corny, but guess what? Make your own. Make yours uncorny. I made up a word too. Uncorny. All right, so we just took a look at all of the activities. Well, not all the activities, but the things we're going to be doing in our topics. As I was saying, for fine arts, with origami, creating origami structures, we're going to make a fish like the one you just saw, a boat, a sailboat. We're going to be doing some lanterns, swans, some houses, some hats, some stems. A lot of fun. A lot of things are happening. Hope you can be a part of it. Just want to remind you right quick as well what the borderless homeschooling community is. Okay? Usually on the podcast, I do a Would You Believe moment. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now. Would you believe, in case you didn't know? The goal of the borderless homeschooling community is to help students to see beyond the colonialism that they have seen in school, which means we're here to help students, mostly, students who wouldn't do well in the traditional school structure of the United States because of certain parameters, different socioeconomic, institutional, whatever reasons. If you're a parent and you have the privilege to homeschool, we'd love for you to homeschool with us. We are the borderless homeschooling community. If you're in the Savannah area, we are taking applications for our summer cohort. We'd love you to join. If you're online, join that cohort as well. You can be online. We invite you to come out to Savannah if you're vaccinated as well, and come join us in some activities. We are definitely going to be doing the trial boxes. So if you missed out on the India box from last month, I'm doing a trial. I'm still selling those. We're going to do those at $50 now. They were $75. They're at $50 if you just want to get that box. And we're going to definitely look at the next cohort. We're taking applications for members for our next cohort. June, let me see. In May, we're going to South Africa, and we're going to study some things there. June, we're going to be in Egypt. July, we're going to take a look at the United States and France. There are a lot of similarities. We'll get into that. And for August, we're going to be in Australia. Okay, so that is going to be our second cohort of the year already, and it's going to be what we consider cohort 2. So you can join. As I stated, we have 3 different memberships. The first one will be for if you just want to try to shadow our group and see our activities. You can do your own. You'll also get a book. You'll get a kit. Want to remind you, once you join, you get a subscription. You will get a borderless box, as you see here. When you see it coming in the mail, this is our borderless box right there. You get your activities. You get your worksheets. Everybody comes with a schedule. You definitely have a schedule there. You will get your homeschooling book, and the thing about this book is it's really good. This is a small copy for you, but this helps you get through your 5 steps and lesson planning. So you'll get a short one right here that has everything there you need for that. And just want to remind you, you can always contact us at borderlessteaching@gmail. Once again, borderlessteaching@gmail. You can also reach us and find us on our website at www.borderlesshomeschooling.org. Okay, check us out on Facebook as well. We're Borderless Homeschooling Community. We're Borderless Homeschooling Community of Georgia, of Louisiana, of Texas, and of Florida. Okay, so look for us on Facebook. Once again, this was our newsletter for Japan for the month. I thank you for watching. I thank you for listening. Questions, comments, and concerns, once again, borderlessteaching@gmail.com. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Good day.